So that's where the weakness is in terms of challenges for businesses in Jordan. Let's say for us, we completely rely on importing. So if there are issues, logistical issues around the world, lack of containers, that will directly affect us. So that's probably the biggest challenge we face. Is actually ironically outside of the region. It's not necessarily in Jordan itself.
Yeah. But don't take us wrong. I mean, the industries in the region, they're advancing and they're doing great things. But it's still, sometimes you want specific standards, specific needs. The local or the regional cannot offer what you want.
If the content we bring you on the podcast has helped you with your business or your career and you're looking for a way to financially support the independent production of this podcast, you can do that for as little as a few dollars a month by backing us on Patreon or becoming a paid subscriber on our YouTube channel. Another way to support us and continue your learning is to purchase one of our on-demand workshops available on our website, mapperforward.coffee/workshops. Check the show notes for links, and as always, thanks for the support. Welcome to the Mapper Forward Middle East podcast. I'm your host, Lee Safar, and this is episode 3 of a 5-part series with Shireen Muhaisen and James Lynes from Bunni Coffee in Jordan. We are talking about building a business today where coffee was born here in the Middle East. And I just want to clarify something for those who are like, no, it was born in Ethiopia. Coffee as a plant came from Ethiopia. Coffee as a roasted product happened in Yemen for the first time, which is the Middle East. Just to clarify for those, that's what, as far as we know, happened. So we've been talking about Bunni, and we've been talking about the Middle East. In this episode, we're going to talk about the challenges of building a coffee business in the Middle East. You guys being amongst the pioneers, in my words, not yours, in Jordan, to clarify, what have been some of the challenges that you guys have found starting a specialty coffee business in Jordan?
Well, the challenges are many, and they differ in complexity. So you have some challenges or like complication on your country level, which tend to be not that serious, less severe. So you have this like a country regulations, requirements, but these not very serious for us. And once you know them, you understand them, then it's just a matter of yourself, organizing yourself, your time, you be prepared. Exactly. Know what each thing takes time. So it would be just organization. But there are more challenges or more severe complications, such as the instability in the region, which for us is very important. Because it affects our business directly. I mean, the thing that happening through the shipping line, through the Red Sea, it's important for us because first, because it's not in your under your fully control. You can't control it as much as you try, but you can't control it. Secondly, it directly affects your communication or your relation with your customers, your clients, because you're a reliable partner and they rely on you. You cannot run out of coffee. You have to be sustainable. So you do what you do to make things safe for them. So for us, this kind of complication or challenge is more severe, is more important.
Yeah, I just to add to that, exactly, just add to that a little bit. I mean, we're lucky in Jordan, to be fair. I mean, as Shireen said, it's there is stability. The laws are clear. Once you've learned what's required and you bring what's required, everything is quite smooth. So I think that we reach a stage in business where it's all running quite smoothly. If you compare the situation to our neighbours in general, it is much harder as the Levant, let's say. If there's no conflict, there could be an issue of multiple governments operating in one country. A lot of red tape involved. Different authorities requiring different permissions, and sometimes not the straightest of things as well. I think that operating in those countries is going to be much harder than Jordan. So we are lucky in that respect. at the same time, as Sri mentioned, I mean, we as a country as well, Jordan, but also the Levant as a whole, relies on importing, unfortunately. So even from the level of bags, good quality bags, you can get local bags, but not really the best of qualities. So if you're bringing great quality,
You mean
beans,
coffee
still
bags? Right.
coffee bags, for
Right.
example.
The basics.
Not
Yeah,
Hermes
things that
handbags.
easily-
I live in Dubai,
No,
so
no,
when someone says bags, yeah,
Online is coffee. I mean,
I immediately go
So-
to Hermes.
so we rely on the importing side of things. So that's where the weakness is in terms of challenges for businesses in Jordan. Let's say for us, we completely rely on importing. So if there are issues, logistical issues around the world, lack of containers, that will directly affect us. So that's probably the biggest challenge we face. Is actually ironically outside of the region. It's not necessarily in Jordan itself.
Yeah.
But don't take us wrong. I mean, the industries in the region, they're advancing and they're doing great
Yeah.
things. But it's still, sometimes you want specific standards, specific needs. The local or the regional cannot offer what you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One thing that I find with clients I have particularly in this region, all over the world, but it's particularly in this region, is that people underestimate how important a role that logistics is going to play in your job.
Yeah.
Totally.
Most people think that they're in coffee when you become a coffee roaster. And the bigger you get, the bigger proportion that your time is going to be attributed towards logistics and shipping and figuring out exactly how you're going to find containers. I've got a client right now desperate to get coffee out of Guatemala. He can't get it out of Guatemala because none of the people he's partners with can get containers. And this is not a coffee problem. This is a logistical problem. And people completely underestimate, how big a role that's going to play. And they say, like, I didn't get into this to work with brokers and with customs agents. And that's compliancing is a part of your role. It's just a part of everything that you have to do if this is the role that you want to play. And so when people are buying green coffee from an importer, they'll often say to me, I don't understand why they're jacking up the price so much. I'm like, bro, go have a conversation with them. Just go and sit down with them and have a conversation with how much time they're spending on logistics and how much money and how much they're managing risk by hedging against what could happen with the price. It's a really important part of the job.
Yeah, of course.
No, 100%. Even coffee shop, every coffee shop wants to roast their own coffee, and they don't see what it takes. The logistic, the investment, it's not easy. Especially these days, it's the worst time to enter, I think.
Yeah.
This world.
Tell me why you think that. I mean, I have my opinions, and we're going to talk about that in the next episode, where we're going to talk about the coffee crisis, etc., etc. But why do you think?
It's not a secret. It's just because of what's happening globally in the world. The coffee crisis, the prices, the lack of coffee, the lack of containers, all these things. It's very hard. It's not the same landscape where we started, like maybe 6 years ago. If we were there back then, maybe we would take more time to think of it and to be prepared.
Yeah, it's much higher risk right now. Much higher risk.
Would you say that you guys had fairly assessed the risk and how hard it was going to be to do what you did, or were you surprised?
I mean, yes and no. I think that we did a good assessment, and we had a clear idea of what the concept would be, and we had some confidence that it would work. I think that there are some aspects that we didn't fully account for, which is mainly how much we have to import and the logistics of it all. But I think that what helped us there is that the way that we grew was always organic. So we were able to keep on top of that, and we learned lessons very early on. So I think that within the first year or so, we kind of got that up to scratch, and that was good in the end. Yeah.
Have you had businesses before?
No.
Tell me, this is fascinating.
It's trial and error.
We've done some.
Tell Tell me what it was like to figure out how to run a business for the first time.
We're learning.
Great answer.
It's never
You never
ending. I mean,
stop.
it's no, of course not. I mean, it's where we were 6 years ago, where we are now. We're completely different people in terms of how we run the business. Where we will be in the future, as then I would say again somewhere else. We are constantly fine tuning. We're constantly improving. I mean, this is inevitable. I think.
Yeah. Especially because our past experience is not the private business.
Yeah.
It's something else. So it's so disconnected.
Yeah, you're geared to think about people and the world in a very different way than a profitable business is geared to think.
That's why you have to have this balance, because you need to be sustainable.
Yeah. I have this saying that I tell all new clients, and I tell them being in business and doing hard things is going to teach you everything you never wanted to know about yourself.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
We're still learning about it. I mean, we never learned about taxes, customs, these Incoterms, all these. I mean, it's nice because it gives you
You're forced into
rich skills. Accounting. I mean,
you become a jack of all trades in many ways. You just know a lot about many small things here, and you know.
Yeah. Tell me what it was like managing people.
This we had some skills in because we came from that world, right? So we were previously managing teams. So we'd done some years of that. So I think that wasn't necessarily that challenging for us, or at least the way that we did it was always in the way that we're used to doing it, which is much more of a humanitarian organization approach, which is probably a bit like than others. Yeah. So that was kind of the easier side. I think the harder side was the other stuff, taxes, logistics, all this stuff, and then setting it all up from scratch. But I think we've come a long way, and each year we put goals and targets as well. So we carry on improving as a business. This year, for example, I mean, this year we're doing we can be fully ISO compliant and FSC.
Oh, congratulations!
So, thank you. So that's our next step. We have also carbon emissions goals as well. We put in place as well for a couple of years' time. So it's really, I feel like we're really developing as a business. Where we were 6 years ago to where we are now, how we're structuring and what we have planned, I think it's really refreshing for us.
You know, you guys are the first business owners I've ever met that didn't say that dealing with people was the hardest part of the job. Very first. I've been consulting full time for 10 years. You guys are the first business I've ever met that you had that part of the job, because it's really the hardest part of the job for most people. If they're not used to managing people, HR is a really difficult part, managing people, getting them motivated, especially in the coffee industry where the barrier to entry is so low. You never really know what you're going to get. And if you don't know how to hire properly, and you don't know, often people are just getting a warm body into a position without understanding how to hire, how to build a team, how to build a culture internally, and why people should work well together. So it's really lovely to hear that that's a part of your business that you had spent your other career mastering, and you had to learn the other stuff.
Also the big worst. Learning.
Maybe because we used to work with in an environment where different personality, different culture, different religions, different you work with expats, you work with your local employees. So I think that what gave us not pioneering but some skills, because you understand the environment, you understand the culture, you understand the sensitivity. So, I think.
How did you learn how to buy coffee? Sorry, what were you going to say, James? And then we can talk about
also, I mean, to be very fair, it's not about us as well. I mean, sometimes you're lucky, right? And you find people who are great. And you find people who love the job, and you set up an environment for them where they can thrive or not thrive, right? But if they're those types who are happy in the environment they're in, and they're enjoying the work and they're thriving, then also we came from that as well. So it's also a win-win. So I think that sometimes it can be just a matter of luck if you find the right people, And if you don't find the right people, then carry on looking. So I think it's just that approach,
Yeah.
really. It's
And this is where being a values-driven business is such a plus, particularly when you're hiring people. As people get more connected through social media and as the world gets more chaotic, employees want to be working for a business where the people who are running it are building a culture and are building a sustainable business that they know that they want to be part of something rather than just, having a job.
They want stability.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to ask you guys, given that you source directly 95% of your coffee, how do you start that process? Did your humanitarian work help in figuring out how to do that?
nope.
No.
No,
That surprises me.
This was part of the learning process we had. Right? We had the first time we bought directly was a bit of a on a whim, you could say, for us.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
We went for it. We went for it. I mean, no, but it's obviously, but that's at the end of it, it's about trust, right? It's all about trust at the end of the day. Whether it's us as a brand or whether it's who we source from, it's the same thing at the end of the day. We are the first people that we bought from in Colombia, for example, which is our first direct shipment. We trusted them, and we started with a small shipment. It worked out, and then we got another one, a bigger one. So we kind of became used to how it works with doing direct trade, and the role of being able to communicate with easily and trust your supplier at origin. So I think that just allowed us to develop this kind of knack for who to trust, how to source coffees properly, if there are issues, how to solve them, and then how to change your supply chain. So I think that those are skills that we learn, again, trial and error in many ways. But we got those up to scratch in the first year. And then since then, we recognize the importance of trust and open dialogue with your suppliers. And that is, at the end of the day, that's everything. So if you haven't got that trust, or you haven't got that, then you cannot work with them. It's just not going to work out.
No. I mean, there's such big sums of money for one, but number two, you're the person that your customers are going to lean on for that reliable supply. And if you and your suppliers are not working really closely to make that successful, it's not going to work. I've often found the longer that I've lived here, the similarities that I've seen in the way that people do business here and the way that business is done at origin is so similar. There's the same kind of uncertainty, and whereas in Australia, everything is there's a specific way to do things. In America, there's a specific way to do things. The industry is established. That's the way it's going to go. There's a few different ways that business can be done here in every different element of your business. And the same thing happens at origin. No matter which origin country you're in, there's a bunch of different ways things can be done, which works in people's favor sometimes and can get people into trouble in other ways. And I guess this is a really great place for us to lead into the next episode where we're going to talk about the coffee crisis, because a lot of the things that are happening right now in this region, I think could perhaps protect this region from the coffee crisis, but could also accelerate the coffee crisis if it happens, because of the very many different ways that business can be done here and at origin. So join us for the next episode, folks. Peace, love and peanut butter. Have an amazing rest of your day. This episode is part of a 5-part series produced by Mapper Forward. Check the full playlist and guest details in the show notes, as well as how you can support our work in the coffee industry. Become a premium YouTube subscriber, explore our Patreon and any brands we've partnered with to bring you this podcast. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It really does help us grow our audience.